Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is a part of a challenge hosted by the Yami from the Latina Next Door. Yami hosts this challenge every month, and it's the Look for Less challenge, where we have to find a look that we just can't afford or that's a high-end look, and we recreate it ourselves for less money. And she's hosting this challenge with the Blondie Next Door, which is very cute. The Latina Next Door, the Blondie Next Door. Jelena from the Blondie Next Door is also super creative. Both of these ladies are amazing, so check out the channels. You're going to be inspired. I'll have the link to both channels below in my description, and I'll also have the playlist in my description. This is a challenge you do not want to miss. You want to watch all the videos because there's so many talented creators on here. So my inspiration or high-end look, I guess, was this pumpkin. Now, I know $17 is not a crazy amount of money, but for what it is, to me, I knew I could recreate it for a lot less. And I don't know about you guys, but with me, I do like to decorate seasonally, and if I spend, 17, 20, 30, 40, 50 on one piece of decor, soon that'll get way too expensive and I won't be able to do it. So if I can do it for less, I try to do it. So I'm going to recreate this look today. So I got the sign from the Dollar Tree actually last year, and I noticed that they had it again this year, and I never really used it, but I kind of like both signs separately. So I'm going to paint out the back of this sign, and I'm just using the espresso from Art Minds from Costco, and I'm going to be painting that out. And then I have these two little pieces of wood, and I'm using that as my base, and I'm going to hot glue the sign into those pieces. Those are just scrap pieces of wood that I kept from doing a shelf, well, from doing like a frame around a shelving unit. So I'm going to paint them out first in the espresso, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint them out in a white from Valspar. Now, after I painted it, I remembered that this white is really shiny and it didn't give me that chalky finish, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But I wound up fixing it by adding some wax, but just keep that in mind if you're not using chalk paint, because you could totally do this with acrylic paint. It's just going to be shinier than a chalk paint is. You'll also need something like these leaves I just got these leaves from Dollar Tree for $1.25, but there's a whole bunch of them in there. I only used two, so I'm going to say that cost me like 10 cents. And I'm going to paint those out in the brown as well. You could totally cut out the maple leaf yourself, or like any kind of leaf yourself. You could use whatever you wanted. You don't have to use these ones. I just chose to use these ones. Then you'll also need some sort of bow. I'm using just leftover twine, so you could use that. You could make whatever kind of bow you would want, with rope, with whatever you have on hand. So I'm just painting it to get a whiter color. Now, I purposely did not wash my brush because I wanted some of the brown to stay on, so you'll see it's not quite white. And then I'm dry brushing that white onto the little pieces of wood and the leaves. So dry brushing is when you just wipe off the excess paint and just have a little bit of a lighter coat on them. And then you let that dry. I'm going to use my Cricut. Again, you could use this freehand if you are able to, but I'm using my Cricut, and I have cut out the word fall. So it's a little bit different. I didn't do blessed, I did fall. And I used just craft foam because I thought that would look the best. Again, you could use cardboard, you could use black cardstock and just cut it out, whatever you had on hand. So again, like I said, I'm just putting on the black wax just to dull it a little bit so it's not so shiny, because I did not want the shiny look. But like I said, it really doesn't matter how you do it. If you wanted this look, I use chalk paint, but you don't have to if you don't have it on hand. So now I'm just hot gluing the base to the pumpkin. And you can see I didn't do the back because it's going to go against a wall. And then I'm going to hot glue these little leaves on, and then I'm putting the bow on top to cover the little hole. I could have filled it in, but I chose not to. And then I hot glue the fall onto the pumpkin, I'm just adding a little bit of foam so it looks like the F is a little bit longer at the beginning and the L is a little bit longer, and then that will hold my words to the pumpkin. For this project, it cost me, well, I had everything on hand except for the leaves, so like 20 cents or something. But if you had to buy everything, I assume it would have cost you around $2. So not a huge cost, plus the paint. And the paint you could get away with, $2.50. So let's say $5 max it costs you. So definitely cheaper than the $17 on Kirkland's. So here's the inspiration again, and let me know if you think that I nailed it. So here's mine. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks fantastic. It's going to go really well with my fall decor. And if you are new to my channel, I'm Vesna, and I do all sorts of DIYs, trash to treasures, thrift flips, furniture painting, any of those kinds of things. So if that's your thing, make sure you stick around, maybe subscribe and hit that like button and the notification bell so you can see more of what I do. For my next DIY, I've seen these 3D gold metallic starbursts for a while now. I've seen them, at Winners. I've seen them at Marshall's. I've seen them online. So when my kids were playing with these bunch of balloons, when I saw these little things that were left over after we broke all the balloons, I thought these would be perfect for those starbursts. So what I did was I took 3 of them and I cut them. I left one the original size, the other one I cut a little bit smaller, and the third one a little bit smaller than that. And then I divided them all and made them like space them out so that way they would look like the starbursts. So this took a little bit of time. It's not too long, but you just you have to fidget around with it to get it to look the way you want it to look. And then I had this gold metallic paint that I bought a little while ago from Rona. It's just a gold spray paint. It's their brand name, so it was $8. And I spray painted them gold, and really that's it to this project. So this project was free because I had the paint on hand. If you had to buy the paint, it's $8 for a paint can, so not the end of the world. I'll show you the inspiration here. So the inspiration is from Amazon.ca, and there's a $15 shipping charge, so it would cost, like $90 almost for 3 of them. Whereas mine, like I said, well, they were free, but let's say it would cost you $8 if you had these on hand. This was literally garbage that I kept. So you could make them out of like the skewers even if you wanted to, like for a barbecue. But this was free for me, and I think I nailed it, and I really like the way they look. I'm loving this gold spray paint. It did take several coats. I would say I had to coat it twice. So as you can see, I'm lifting them up, and then I wind up actually flipping them over and doing them from that end. But it did cover, and I still have, like 3/4 of a paint can left. So it didn't use up that much of the paint. And then I just used little nails to hang them up on my wall. So here's what they look like. Like I said, I'm really happy with how they turned out. They look a little bit darker in here than I would like them to, but to the eye, they're a lot lighter. So let me know what you think of these, if you like them as much as I do. I think they turned out really, really nice. I'm putting them in my craft room as my wall decor in there. I'm loving them, and for something that was completely free, I think they are perfect. So let me know what you think of my dupes today. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you consider subscribing. Check out the Latina Next Door, check out Blondie Next Door, and check out the playlist. And also I have these videos that I'm recommending for you at the end. Check them out because you may like what you see. Thank you for stopping by. Have an excellent day and stay safe.